Where to see the Northern Lights? Some of the best places to see the Northern Lights are Finnish Lapland, northern Norway and Sweden, Iceland, Alaska and northern Canada. But to see the Northern Lights, there should also be these three things: darkness, clear view for the northern sky, and finally, some activity from the sun. Darkness. It has to be dark to see the Northern Lights. The best way to get dark environment is to go away from big cities. If there is much light pollution, the Northern Lights cannot be seen as clearly or at all. And in the summer in Finland, the day is so long that the Northern Lights cannot be seen. And in up north, the sun won't go down at all. It is called the midnight sun. In all of Finland, the Northern Light season lasts from 27th of August to 15th of April. The season is longer in southern places than northern places. One thing that some of people forget is that also the full moon can shine so bright that the weakest Northern Lights cannot be seen. Clear view for the north sky. There should be clear view to the north. Good places are lakes, fields and high places. If it is possible to see far to the north, it is a good place. In Lapland and some northern places, the Northern Lights can be seen straight above or at every direction. But in many other places, the Northern Lights are shown in northern sky. It is also important that the sky is clear from clouds. It is a good rule that if you can see the stars, you could see the Northern Lights, if they might appear. Many times moving clouds can look nice in time-lapse videos, for example, but if the sky is full of clouds, they will block the Northern Lights. Sometimes the clouds will turn green if there is a big show going behind them. And finally, the activity from the sun. I won't go to the science, the internet is full of it if you are interested. But here are some basics of the Northern Lights meters according to me. The Northern Lights appear if there is activity from the sun. It is possible to look the Northern Light meters and the weather forecast for the clouds, and then if everything looks good, there is a possibility to see some lights. The KP number tells how south will the lights be visible. For example, in Helsinki region, KP should be 5 if the lights would be really good. But usually I don't rely that much in predicted KP numbers, because if the other meters are dead, it doesn't matter what the KP number is. And KP numbers is hard to predict also. But when the other meters jump, the KP will rise also in that moment, and then it can be useful information to show how far the lights can be seen. I have been waiting for the lights in predicted KP5 and nothing happens. So after those kinds of nights, I have learned to look the other meters more. I think the most important value is the BZ. If the BZ goes down to minus, it is good. In Lapland it doesn't have to go even very much to minus, but as south as Helsinki, it would be good that the BZ value would be at least between -5 to -10. The longer it stays in minus, the better. When the BZ dives, the lights usually come in an hour or so after that. Speed is also important. The higher, the better. The density should also be high. Sometimes, when all the other aspects are right, the lights can still seem weak if there is a full moon and the density is low. The best chance to see some amazing Northern Lights is when CME, coronal mass ejection storm, hits the Earth. Then it can be possible to see the Northern Lights straight above, even in Espoo and Helsinki. The KP number can go as high as 7, and the Northern Lights can be seen as far as Great Britain. I have seen only one time the Northern Lights straight above, and it happened in an hour away from Helsinki in Liesjärvi National Park in the time when CME striked. The problem about CMEs is that they are also hard to predict, and the timing can change very much from the forecasts. I have witnessed many times that in Finland everyone is waiting for the CME to come at night as predicted, but then it comes at morning and it's already too bright here, and in Canada there are amazing Northern Lights. It takes much patience to try to see the Northern Lights, but that makes them special when they actually appear. Happy huntings!